Hello, hello. Hey, Anthony, how's it going?
Good, Parth. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Uh, how's the office today?
It's good. Quiet.
Oh yeah.
Um, Pretty nice. It's a Friday. Can't.
Is it quiet because what's the reason it's quiet?
Well, you're
Why
not here.
is it quiet? Huh?
You're not here. You're usually the chatty one.
Oh, I'm not there. That's why it's quiet. Interesting. All right. Do you want to do a little intro of the stream while I just set everything up?
Yep. So yeah, last couple streams we've covered just getting our team familiar with feature flags, getting to a point now where we're using feature flags pretty extensively. I think we're using it at such a scale now that we want to focus on getting a little bit more visibility into where these flags are. Today, we want to go over what integrations are possible with DevCycle, particularly ones that will give us that visibility. And excited to see what's possible.
Yep, exactly. Talking about integrations.
And I guess one of the things that would be good to understand is which integrations should we start with, right?
Exactly. Do you have any thoughts or ideas, or do you want me to steer?
I would love to get your recommendation.
Sure. Actually, let me share my screen and go to DevCycle homepage, and then let's look at some of the integrations there, and then kind of talk through that. We can see what we can set up right now, or we can just talk about right now. All right, so this is where we are. This is the project that we've been using for a while. Popular Products was the one that we created last time, I believe. We were talking about like what we were going to do with this. It's an archived feature now. I just realized that. But just taking a look at the taking a look at this. I think this was mainly all MCP use, but yeah,
we must have done this to like a cleanup.
Yeah, during the cleanup call or lifecycle call. All right.
When a feature is archived, there is no way to bring it back, or is there?
There is no way to bring it back. So let's look at all of the archived features. There should only be one. So the reason that you would archive a feature compared to not is, one, you don't want this feature to come back, but two, you also want to keep all of the data associated with it. So all of the audit logs of like what did you change, when you changed, and all those things you want to still reference or be referenced. So like, we had this targeting rule that we were using, and how it was set up if you ever want to like look back at it. Because once you delete it, it doesn't come back. Actually, that's a good question. Let me see if I can create a new popular products. Can I use the same key? Oh, yeah, it can't use it. So that's the other thing. You also cannot reuse the key once you have used it.
Yeah, that makes sense, because just because it's archived in DevCycle doesn't mean it hasn't been removed from the code.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so what we're talking about? We were talking about integrations, right? So let's take a look at this. I think we ended off here last time, but there's some fun things we can look at here. I know we did Slack integration last time. We set it up on Slack to look at all the notifications that were coming in. There are a few things, but kind of the main things that a user or like development team may be interested in is how the PR insights GitHub action and the code usages GitHub actions are set up and are working. So let's do that. Let's kind of set those up. We'll go through the documentation and like kind of do that. So the PR insights GitHub action, if we start off there, this is kind of something that runs in your pull request and tells you how many variables are added or not added or do not exist on DevCycle, and where they're added. So this is what it does. And yeah, any questions on that, Anthony? Or
No, this is making sense so far.
sounds good. All right, before we do that, I need to. Am I sharing my whole screen or just the window? I think it's just the window.
I think it's just the dev cycle console. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna share the whole screen just so that it makes sense. Give me a second. Sorry, because I'm gonna be flipping back and forth. All right, so let's go to the code and let's see what we can do here. So we have our front end app. I'm gonna make this a little bigger and make it so that. All right, can you see this, Anthony?
Yes.
All right. So let's first set up the PR Insights GitHub Actions. Actually, let me open up. I think it's in the sandbox account. So I'm just trying to figure out where front end is here. Okay. So e-commerce front end. I hope I have all the access to running this. But yeah, let's see. So looking at the PR Insights and the what's the one code usages action. Now they both have two different use cases, and it might look like they are kind of similar, but the difference in both of these use cases is that the PR Insights is for when you're creating a PR, kind of giving you more information on that, whereas Code Insights is like useful on dev cycle. So it's like if you want to see where a specific variable is being used, you can see it. This says the repo, the file, and highlights the lines that it's being used in. So kind of makes it easier to kind of visualize where you're using a specific feature. Which one do you want to tackle first, Anthony?
I feel like what would come first? Would it be usages or PR or the?
I think they both run at different times. Let's do PR actions and then usages. We'll add both of them in one, but we will see the PR actions working first and then the usages later.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the natural flow of like how users typically.
That is how like if we're looking at it from like a flow of like when things are being run. So the code usages action, it says that this runs on pushes to main because you only want to see what code is pushed to main. Whereas on the PR Insights action, this runs on pull request because you want this before you push to main. So if you do it this way, then we'll do pull request first, and then the like once that merges, we can see the data on like what's on main.
Okay, makes sense.
Right. Okay. All right. The only thing we need is the GitHub Actions token. Let me see how much I can do this just by using cursor. So we said we will do this first. If I open up this and then use latest version, installation, copy and paste this into the YAML file. Okay. This is the actual kind of what we need. So let's go here, and do we have any GitHub workflows? We do. Wait, we do have usages in here already. Interesting. I didn't know we added usages in here. But let's do the PR Insights.
That saves us time.
Sorry?
That saves us time.
Yeah, it does save us time. Sorry, I'm just moving the stream to a different window so it doesn't get hidden. Also, let me know if the screen share goes away like it used to before.
Sure. No, right now I'm looking at cursor.
All right, new file, dvc PR insights.yaml. All right, you copied it. Great. I know there's a new thing where you should not be using @main here. I'm just gonna keep it like that for now. Automation user token, that's what's here. Do we need client ID, client secret? We do need it, but is it already added to this? Yes. And audience test project. All right. We have this. I have a feeling it's not going to work just because the secrets are not going to line up properly. But let's just go for it anyways. Add git our dev cycle integrations. Hello, what happened? Failed to determine. All right. Now can I create a new branch again? And then I'll just do commit, add dev cycle integration actions, and then oops, did I remove? No, that's not the right one. What?
2%.
Yeah. Adding dev cycle integration or dev cycle GitHub integration workflows. Alrighty, we have this here. Now, let's see this run. Okay, so Versal, that's having an error. That's okay. So GitHub workflows, these two. So this one will run on pull request. It should just run on this. I wonder why it's not running. All right, let's see actions. Cycle usages. Oh, I did not even know we had this, but I'm glad we have this. And
what is this? Is this a log of everything? Is that
what sorry. Yeah, I opened up the actions just to see like if the actions are running. And if I look at all workflows, so all of the workflows will show up here. Since we only had one workflow, the DVC usages, it only showed that, or it's only showing that. But this means that I made a mistake. I didn't even add it. That's why. Git add dot git commit add PR insights. And it should run here for sure. And if it doesn't, and we can try to push. All right. So now we have, there you go, the .github workflow. All right. This job is about to start. We'll just watch this in action and then we can merge this in. Okay, so first thing it does is it checks out and then runs the feature flag PR insights on it. The one thing about this is that the PR insights are running through the CLI, and through the CLI is how it can figure out what is or is not the issue. So yeah, I thought this would have been the problem, but credentials are wrong. I wonder if I can actually change this. Client ID, client secret, automation user token. Okay, so we have this. Client ID, client secret. These should be set correctly. If I did it right, I think I did. All right. And what if I just copy all of this here and then paste it here? There shouldn't be anything changed on how they're named. But the one thing that I'm seeing is that it's failing to run this action. And I'm getting a bad credentials from, I think I'm getting it from, this is a GitHub thing. Yeah. docs.github.com. Okay. I have a feeling it's because of the repo that we're in, but I wonder why. Like the same token is being used for everything else. All right. I'm just going to open this on the side and see if I need to add another token or not, or update the token. Sorry about that.
Always good to troubleshoot what someone might run into.
Yeah, exactly. What is here that is hosted? There's nothing here that's hosted. Maybe that's why. Secret actions. Oh, let me just create a new one just for this and see how well it works. Leave this on. Okay, turns out I have to create a new token, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna get into problems doing that with this organization.
Should we try fresh on some other test organization, or would we be giving up a lot of work?
We could actually. Let me see if I can just do that. Just do it on like, just kind of fork this into my personal, and then see if I can do that. If I can fork this. Fork. Yep. Oh, I just realized what I did wrong. I should have done all branches.
You want to try that first? You're talking about all branches when you forked.
Yeah, so that we already have the branch that we want. Can I delete this fork? Yes, I want to delete it. Go for it.
Wow, process.
What do you mean?
This verification process and everything.
You like this verification process? Or you don't like it?
No, I do like it. It may make sure that you know what you're doing before you do anything.
Yep.
Okay, so that's deleted. Nice.
All right. Let me pull this off the screen just so that I'm not doing anything stupid. Can you back to copy the main branch only? But if I don't select that, how much am I getting? Okay, so it has all of the branches, and we can do a new pull request from in here, from this. All right, so this is what I did. I just have this here, all of the files that changed. So yeah, this is good. This is the same kind of pull request that we had. And now the actions. Oh, I need to do this. I'm just gonna fake a, or not fake, but I'm just gonna commit this and then commit changes. Yeah, thanks, Copilot. Okay, so now we have this showing up here, and we need to add secrets in here. So secrets, action secrets. Let me. I'm gonna move this off the screen just and show where I'm copying it from.
Mm-hmm.
So copy this, paste it as the client ID, and then we need the client secret. And then we need, what do we need? Token for this. So what is it called? Automation user token. I'm just going to use the same name. And then I will, on the side, create a new token. Where is it? Settings. Application. I actually forgot how I had to even do this. Oh, it's developer settings, personal access token, and interesting. All right, let's create a new one. Generate new token. New token for actions. Actually selected repositories, so we're more secure. Sorry, I'm just doing everything on the side just so that I don't and get into trouble. All right, so now we have all of these, and we will go to flow and rerun it. See if this works. Please work.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. If it doesn't, we're just gonna assume it worked.
Cool.
I just feel like we don't need to spend too much time on this, and we can move into something more important.
What would we jump to after this?
More integrations.
Fantastic.
Let's see. We can see like how these integrations are used. Whoa, it worked. I don't know if it did or not. It did. So we have all this. So
Hey.
variables. We added variables. We removed variables. Yes. Resource not accessible by personal access token. Thank you. That means that I just did it. I just don't know how to create tokens. I wonder why. I wonder what I'm doing wrong. Is it not a personal access token? Yeah, okay. Regardless, if it works or doesn't, then we know which part of it is doing and which part of it is failing. So let's go to the pull request. Here is the pull request, but because there was no, the only issue that we're seeing is that we are not able to post into the issue because we don't have the correct token. We're not able to actually see the.
I understand. The information that you're seeing there on that page, you're not actually able to post it.
Yeah, so like this is what you would see when it's posted.
Yeah.
As a comment. It'll be like, hey, GitHub Actions bot, this is all the changes that happened. Here are where it happened. And that's why I was happy to just see that
it's coming in at least.
It's recognizing it, yeah.
Yeah. We just can't send it somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, I'm happy with that working as is. We can move to the code usages part of it. So if I go back to, you know what? Where's the other? Oh, okay, here. If I go back to this pull request and just merge it in, just like force merge it in, it will run the other action. So when you merge this, it will run the DVC usages action. And when this happens, we'll see if this passes because it did before. It looks like it did. And then we can actually see what we added in this PR and how it's referenced on DevCycle. It's taking. Okay, so the one that we added is banner props, and we see the line starting, ending, and this worked without any issues. So let's go back here. Let's go to variables. Actually, yeah, the one that we added is banner props, and kind of seeing how this, the action that we added references to what we see on dashboard, or on DevCycle dashboard. This is what we see: the repository, the file name, where it's exactly being used, and then you can just do view on GitHub to actually see where in the file and everything is being used.
Amazing.
So I'm glad at least one of them worked. Now, what does this allow us to do?
Well, a question for you, like, what are some of the ways where like we could use this? So for example, we know now that this flag is referenced, or variable is referenced in our code this way.
Yeah.
I'm curious, how do other teams utilize that kind of information? For example, if they're seeing a customer, or if they're seeing their customers altogether, or their app not working properly.
Yeah. So some of the things that you could do are, let's kind of go here. We have this with the variables. There's like a little icon here, which has two things: found in code and evaluations received. So whenever this variable gets evaluated on the actual SDK, like there's a evaluation event that comes back, and it's saying that DevCycle received an evaluation event for this, and also that this variable was found in code. So you can know that it's working properly, if that makes sense. Now, I don't know exactly how we set this up, but let me just go to dev cycle TS. What do we use? Anonymous. So if I were to go to debug tools and let's do an evaluation lookup, anonymous in production for the last day, it shouldn't have anything. You know what? What if we just run it and see evaluations coming in? All right. It won't show up from this browser, so I'll need Chrome. All right. Is it good? Maybe. We're not running the backend right now, so I should have set everything up if you were going to test it. That makes a lot more sense. But you know what we could do is just evaluate it. We can fake the evaluation and then test the evaluation on it. Let me show you what I mean by faking an evaluation. Not necessarily faking it, but just making a call to evaluate. So I'm going to copy this. It's a curl request for the bucketing API just to see what we would get. In production, I'm just saying all users should be getting candidate promotion. So,
but you're using the development key, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's use the development key. That's a good question. That's a good.
What I mean is that snippet that you just copied is referencing the development environment.
It is. That means that you know what I'm going to
too if you want.
Do production or
Yeah.
production, yeah. And then copy this and see if I can just put it into Postman. Is this on the side so that I don't? All right, you know what? Let's just put it into Postman. I'm just gonna put it here. Bring it in, but man, all right. If I were to go back here, copy this, and then just paste it here. All right. Now, what's the variable key? Banner props. I'll make it a little bigger just so that you can see properly. Anonymous user and the header. I need the server key.
Oh, anonymous isn't passed as a string though, right? It's passed as a value.
It's passed as a user object. So the user ID is the anonymous string here.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Like technically, it's not an anonymous user; it's a user
with the ID of anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
The ID of anonymous, yeah. So now, if we go back, I hope this works. Like when I do it this way. So this is all of today and all of yesterday. I think this is like a 5-minute delay, so we'll come back to it. But that's the evaluation part of it. The evaluations received. You just gotta trust me on this one.
Mm-hmm.
If I go back to maybe from here to here, will this work? When was the last time we changed this?
Odd log.
28th is the last modified. So we should have done evaluations on the 28th, and it is a stream day, so that makes sense. Is it development environment? Wow, there's nothing.
Did we have this up and running back when?
I thought we did, but like even when I look at it from, okay, I'm gonna make an expensive query. I hope.
Because I'm curious. our SDK probably wouldn't have had the right version
for
this to work properly, for debug tools to work properly.
Oh no, it would because we send our evaluations through to Snowflake, and this is making query there.
I understand. I think if you're using a really old SDK version, you probably won't get the what's it called, evaluation reason.
Yeah, you won't get evaluation reason, but the evaluation will still show up here. All right, you know what? I'm gonna forget about this for now.
Mhm.
And if we go to what was it? Sorry, 1 second.
Mhm.
If I change this to be 1 p.m. Okay, never mind. We're still in the queue of events somewhere, maybe.
Cool.
All right. Kind of looking at how this is useful. That was a question, right?
Yes.
Last question.
Yeah. I want to know, like, once this integration's hooked up, what's on.
So one thing you're seeing is like a feature flag. You're seeing that a feature flag is used in code. You have evaluations received. Now, if I compare this to a flag that is not in code, so this one, database selection, should not be in code, but we have evaluations. So this is something, it's on the backend repo. We don't have code usages set up there. That's what you're saying. It's not showing up here, but you're seeing evaluations received here. Now, one thing where this could be useful is when you're deciding if you're kind of done with this feature or not. Like, one of the biggest things that we kind of hinted in our series earlier is knowing when a feature flag should be removed from your code, and that's where, like, we have a few tools to use in here. One of them is like kind of marking a feature as complete. The other one is so let's mark it as complete first.
Mhm.
So when would you mark a feature as complete? Would be the question. Like, that kind of comes to a head, right? Now, this feature is usually marked as complete when you are done doing different variations on it, and you know what value you want is, but you want to keep the flag in there just so that you can kind of quickly make changes to it for like close to full release.
Oh, interesting. So, like, let's say you have targeting set to all users in production for like 2 weeks. You're like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's only serving one variation at this point. We're pretty
Yeah.
happy with this one variation.
Yep.
We want to keep that going.
So when I go to complete, it asks you if you're done with this feature, mark it as complete. This will serve the selected variation to all users and disable granular targeting. Lovely. We're gonna target Anthony's birthday because that's what we're looking at now.
Good choice.
And then once this is done, review and complete. Now, what happens here is that there are no targeting rules. In the sense that, like, a completed feature does not have targeting rules. But oh, look, we have okay, so the evaluation did come in.
Interesting.
We had last evaluation received October 17th.
Going back to what you just said about there's no targeting rules, it just means we can't change it, but right now it's targeting all users, right?
It is targeting all users, but like in the kind of the changeability aspect of it, it doesn't exist, is what kind of it would be. So you can turn it off in other productions if you want, but you can't change who is targeted. Like, all users are always targeted.
So now it basically becomes like your most basic Boolean flag.
Not even just Boolean. It's just a global variable at this point. It's like you're serving this at all thing. There are no different variations that you can do. But you know how, like, when you're creating variations, you're like, I want to make sure that, like, I can have my variations the way I created. Like, you want to have some sort of a like you'll be kind of attached. It's like, what if I want to go back and like change the variation to this?
Oh, you want to have fallbacks?
Yeah, like your fallback variation or like other variations that you created, because we had like 4 variations, right? those don't go away, but they're just not available to you here. So if I revert this back in progress, you can see that all of the variations still exist. And we're just statically serving only one variation. So yeah, when we go back, you will see that this is kind of set to what it was set up as, but just hidden. So I'm going to mark it as complete to kind of talk about what where I was going with that. And this is also where it could be useful. So if a variable is found in code, if you mark it as complete for like I don't know, for like a longer period of time, then you're gonna be like, okay, now like I have marked this as complete, but I need to remove this variable. And essentially that's the whole like idea of like, you mark a feature as complete, you remove all the variables from the code, and then you archive this feature. So that's why we have like the keep and the archive button. Is like if evaluations are being seen, and also if it's found in code, then it's like once these are kind of done, you can remove them.
I understand. So if they've actually done the action of removing the flag from the code, your evaluation, let's say you remove the flag from your code 2 weeks ago, this will say evaluations last seen 14 days ago or whatever. So you can be pretty confident now you can archive this feature.
Yeah. So let's look at this one that did not have code usages on it. So if I mark this as complete, I will see that the variable is not found in code. So it's like, hey, you're good. You're good to clean up. And the last evaluation received was Monday, September 8th. And this is like, well, that's kind of it. It's like you last evaluated this variable in September. So you could kind of archive it if you want.
Gotcha. It's also good you're going to get at least one of the two status indicators. If you don't make use of the code integration, at least we'll let you know that evaluations have been received.
Yeah. So evaluations are kind of part of the flow of dev cycle as is right now.
Got it.
Now, I think let me see which feature I may have staleness turned on in and kind of show what that would look like.
Yeah.
Staleness is a feature that DevCycle provides for you to what was it? Know when features are marked as stale, so that makes it easier for you.
So you're saying that like a user wouldn't have to go through this feature completion process to confirm that evaluations weren't received?
Yeah,
I understand.
Exactly.
So DevCycle will tell you when a feature is good to be marked as complete.
Oh yeah, when we think a feature should be deleted. I have a bunch of stale features. I just don't know which organization they're part of, so I'm just trying to figure that out. Yes, just give me a moment. As you can see, I was less prepared for this one. Oh yeah, I know where I could go. Let me sign out. Okta Verify app. Alrighty. We'll go in here and then hopefully be able to see stale features. And kind of how, when and how they are marked as stale. So this project definitely has stale features. There is, yeah. So in the regular kind of flow. You can see staleness. Let's see any stale reason. So all of these are stale. This is unmodified. This is unmodified as well. So let's open this and okay. So stale feature has been determined to be stale. Stale status change is recommended.
Do you have to turn on stale notifications?
Yes, so that's why we weren't able to see staleness on the other what was it, other
Project?
account,
Mhm.
because it is a gated feature, and you need to like upgrade to get the kind of staleness setting and or kind of running staleness on this. You need to kind of set it up, and there are different types of staleness. Things you could do when a feature is stale is like either mark it as complete. That changes the status. You can kind of if you know that you need to make a change in here, go ahead and make a change in your feature. That will mark it as like kind of not stale, and then kind of you'll get a reminder later. But I did get a reminder for this. So this is the email that I got saying stale features report in new Parth project. That's why I had to like kind of find which organization that was part of, and then see this.
Very interesting.
And yeah, so if you look at the project settings, that's where like staleness is kind of defined, is like if you want to enable staleness or not, if you want to email, like how frequently do you want the email notifications, who to send it to, and yeah, that's and what type of checks you want to check for. So the main ones we have are released feature, so something that is enabled in production to all users for 14 or more days. Unmodified short-lived, which is like for release or experiment, which is what you don't want it to like kind of living for too long. If you haven't modified it in the last 30 days, then that's a short-lived unmodified release or feature. Unmodified long-lived is just a different type of flag for permissions and like ops level flags. Some things that maybe you just want to stay, like keep there for more than a month and kind of get reminded about it later. And there's also unused if you have not evaluated or defaulted in 14 days. So that's when like a feature. Let me see if I have any unused. I think all of them will be just unmodified, maybe. Yeah. So all of them are unmodified because they just haven't been touched in 14 days. And I don't think either of them had any evaluations recently received for it to kind of show up in here.
Interesting.
Also, it's not targeting all users in production for it to be released.
And that's, I guess, one of the checks, right? It has to be for release. I think it's hasn't received evaluations for 2 weeks in production.
It has to. So released is a released check is for release type features or experiment features that are enabled in production and for all users for 14 or more days. So like that's like the first check you would do is like kind of checking if you're serving the same thing for all users, then you can be marked as released. And then unmodified are just like something you didn't modify. Unused is just like nothing has been evaluated for 14 or more days in, I think it's in production, but that's something to double check later.
Got it.
Now I know we're kind of we don't have a lot of time, but there are a few integrations that I wanted to talk about before we kind of end the stream. So today we like use the whole time to set up and talk about the GitHub integrations, which are great because once you set it up, you kind of just forget about it. They just run on every PR, and you don't have to worry about anything. But there are other integrations. Like we talked about Slack. There's a Visual Studio Code extension, which I think we've talked about. I don't know if we have or not, but
We showed it off in one of the streams.
yeah, it's pretty neat. There's a new Dynatrace integration that we added, and there's a Jira integration. So just gonna show the docs for what the Jira integration looks like. Essentially, in your feature, you can write the connected Jira issue ID, and like you can just kind of write down whichever issue it is, and then in the tickets, it also shows the feature flags as like, hey, this is the feature flag that it's connected to, and kind of you get a little bit more kind of what do you call connection between your feature flags and your tickets. Because if you're like maybe you're a very big feature flag user, you would be like, hey, for this ticket, did you add a feature flag? Or if you want to make sure that all tickets have a feature flag or attached to it or kind of assigned to it, and be able to kind of check on Jira and also on DevCycle, like what the association is. So that's the Jira integration, kind of straightforward. Setting up of it is also simple. I just don't have a Jira setup right now that I can show off. But you just have to like get the thing from Marketplace, the application, add the application to your Jira thing, configure it with the access token that is found in here. And then once it's connected, you kind of see it in you will see the connected Jira issue IDs on the feature page, and while you're creating the kind of features and whatnot. What are your thoughts on that?
This is pretty cool. This seems like the natural next step to
Yeah.
GitHub. You probably want to do in your Jira.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of just integrating in your flow. The other one is the Dynatrace integration, which is new and very, very cool. Let me see if I can open up docs and go to integrations. There are also more integrations that you can probably take a look at here on this page. But Dynatrace is a cool integration because what it allows you to do is it gives you kind of this type of view, which we're referring to as feature flag observability. And it's adding feature flag information to your existing observability metrics. So things such as traces and spans will have feature flag kind of data attached to it, and you can see kind of changes over time, like change events, and also like if there are kind of related things. So this example kind of has a change in variation. You see, this is a new flow. This is the variable we're talking about in the stale features.
Mm-hmm.
But changing this shows that there is like high increased error rate, and you can kind of put more things in your observability pipeline, which is where you would go when kind of your monitors are like not behaving as you would want.
That's fantastic. So you can tie unexpected system behavior or service behavior to potential changes in feature flags.
Exactly, because that's the one thing is like, as amazing as feature flags are, the only thing that's missing is like adding them to your observability. Of like the great thing about feature flag is that you can turn like you can serve something like turn features on and off without deployment, but that data is right now not captured by your observability like stack, and this makes it that much easier to do that. And yeah, funny enough, I'm actually giving a talk on that at KubeCon, so that's happening
next month.
Next month, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
whereabouts?
Sorry,
whereabouts and where?
KubeCon North America in Atlanta.
Beautiful.
So that'll be fun. Talking about just open telemetry and open features, kind of semantic convention about adding feature flags to your observability and kind of how they can be useful.
I'm excited for you.
Thanks. All right, we went a lot over than what we had accounted for today. I'm gonna stop sharing here. Anthony, what are your ending thoughts?
Honestly, this is exciting because you get to a point where you're deploying feature flags at such a scale within your organization where it actually becomes hard to track, and it seems like there's integrations to help you do that, which is pretty cool.
Exactly. And you want to make it so that it's like as least kind of in your face as possible and just like works with your existing flows. Like everybody has GitHub or we have GitHub, Bitbucket, and other stuff as well. But like everybody has those, like you create a pull request, you merge code all the time.
Yeah.
So
what you're saying is we're trying to integrate with existing workflows rather than trying to push like our own.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's where I think you see a lot more usefulness.
Yeah, for sure. A lot less of a learning curve, more so of like value added day one type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And yeah, that's kind of all I have for today. We kind of did a deep dive on GitHub code integrations and how they're used across our dashboard at the current moment. What is useful about it? What's not useful about it? And kind of did a surface level dive into kind of Jira integration and the Dynatrace integration. So, and we've already talked about the VS Code integration along with our Slack integration in the last streams. So yeah, all that kind of coming together pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of that. In our kind of feature flagging journey, I don't know if we were gonna have a next stream or not. We gotta think of an idea and kind of formulate a stream around it. Anthony, do you have any ideas of what we can talk about?
Not at the moment. I know we've covered a good chunk of like using feature flags from essentially 0 to 1, which is the goal of the entire stream series.
Yeah.
We talked about implementing in your first project, getting familiar with it, getting comfortable, making that part of your workflow, all the way up until flag cleanup, which we sort of touched upon today. And yeah, visibility and observability. So I feel like we've covered the entire life cycle.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think if someone were to follow us through the whole thing, through the whole journey, where do you think they would be? Or do you think you'd consider them a feature flag master?
Definitely.
Nice.
Definitely. I think we did a good job explaining everything.
I'm glad.
I think it also comes with experience, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You follow our streams. We sort of put you, we set you up on a good foundation, but it really takes a lot of iterations for you to see like long-term value.
100%. And as usual, if you are on Discord, feel free to send a message to either one of us if you have any questions. And if there's any topics that you think we did not do a good job covering and we should add kind of to the list of things to talk about.
Amazing.
Yep. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.